Have you ever wondered why certain characters in movies, myths, or even your dreams feel oddly familiar, like echoes from deep within? Why do we all recognize the hero's journey, the wise mentor, the shadowy villain, or the innocent child? What if these recurring figures aren't just storytelling devices, but actual blueprints of your inner world? What if the map to becoming your truest self has already been drawn, not in ink, but in symbols that span across cultures and generations? This isn't just psychology. It's mythology, art, philosophy. It's the soul speaking through patterns. Welcome to the world of Carl Jung's archetypes, timeless psychological structures that shape how we grow, evolve, and understand ourselves. Welcome to the Unfolding Journey, the channel where we explore the depth psychology, myth, personal transformation, and the soul's path through symbolic insight. Whether you're a seeker, thinker, or someone trying to understand your own life's meaning more deeply, you're in the right place. Subscribe to join us as we dive into timeless wisdom and uncover the truth hiding behind the veil of everyday life. Let's begin. Carl Gustav Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist and founder of analytical psychology, believed that human development isn't just about survival or pleasure, it's about individuation. This is the process of becoming your most whole, authentic self, integrating the conscious and unconscious parts of your psyche. To understand this, Jung introduced the concept of the collective unconscious, a layer of the unconscious mind shared by all humans, inherited through evolution. Within this collective unconscious live the archetypes, universal, primal symbols and images that form the basic content of human experience. These archetypes aren't learned. They're innate, surfacing in myths, dreams, religious symbols, and stories across all cultures. You don't invent the hero or the mother, you inherit them. They're psychological patterns, acting like instinctual templates for behavior and perception. So, what role do they play in human development? In Jung's view, the psyche is a complex interplay of these archetypal forces. Our journey toward wholeness involves encountering, integrating, and evolving these internal characters as they play out in our lives, often unconsciously. Let's explore the most powerful ones. 1. The self, the center of the psyche. At the heart of Jungian psychology is the self, not to be confused with the ego. The self represents the totality of the psyche, conscious and unconscious, light and shadow. It is the organizing principle that pulls us toward wholeness. The self often appears in dreams and myths as mandalas, divine figures, or symbols of unity, like a circle, a cross, or a wise old man/woman. Throughout our lives, we're drawn to become more like the self, whole, balanced, and authentic. This drive toward individuation is the ultimate human journey. 2. The persona, the social mask. We all wear a mask. Jung called this the persona, the part of ourselves we show to the world. It's shaped by society, culture, and the roles we're expected to play. While necessary for functioning in the world, over-identifying with the persona can cut us off from our true selves. It's the corporate executive who's forgotten how to feel, the influencer who's lost touch with who they are off camera. True growth involves differentiating from the persona and reconnecting with our inner life. 3. The shadow, the hidden self. The shadow is everything we reject, deny, or are ashamed of. All those impulses we push into the unconscious because they don't align with our self-image. But the shadow isn't just bad. It's raw, creative energy. It's the artist in the accountant, the courage hiding beneath fear. When we confront and integrate the shadow, we reclaim our authenticity and vitality. Jung wrote, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." Facing your shadow is one of the most important steps in psychological development. 4. The Anima and Animus, the inner feminine and masculine. In every man, Jung believed, there is a feminine component, the Anima. In every woman, a masculine component, the Animus. These archetypes guide how we relate to the opposite sex, but more importantly, how we relate to our own inner energies. When undeveloped, the anima can appear as a seductive muse or manipulative force. The animus might show up as opinionated, domineering, or overly rational. But when integrated, they become bridges to deep emotional and creative power. They allow us to access the full spectrum of human experience: intuition and logic, nurturing and assertiveness. 5. The hero, the ego's journey. The hero archetype represents the part of us that strives to overcome, to grow, to conquer obstacles. This is the ego's journey, the drive for identity, purpose, and strength. Every time we face a challenge, resist despair, or rise from failure, we embody the hero. But Jung warned, the hero alone is not enough. Victory often leads to inflation, pride, and disconnection from deeper forces. The hero must eventually surrender to the self, recognizing that true growth comes from inner transformation, not just external conquest. 6. The wise old man/woman, the inner guide. These figures represent the archetype of wisdom, appearing in dreams and stories as sages, mentors, or spiritual teachers. They are the voice of the unconscious, guiding the ego toward greater understanding. Think of Gandalf, Dumbledore, or Yoda. But also, think of the quiet voice within you that whispers truth when you're ready to hear it. Connecting with this archetype means listening to your inner compass, and often trusting intuition over reason. 7. The child, the seed of potential. Finally, we have the child, not just a symbol of innocence or vulnerability, but of potential. The divine child is the future self, the new life that emerges from old patterns. This archetype appears when we are ready to begin again, to embrace possibility, creativity, and wonder. It is deeply connected to healing, renewal, and growth. So how do these archetypes shape your actual life? Think of your life as a story. These archetypes are the characters within that story, but they're also the forces shaping your decisions, your relationships, your fears, and your aspirations. In childhood, the persona and the child are dominant. We adapt to our environment and begin to discover who we are. In adolescence and early adulthood, the hero emerges, striving to define the self, often battling the shadow unconsciously. In midlife, many face a crisis. The mask of the persona begins to crack. The hero feels exhausted. We encounter the shadow, often through relationships, loss, or failure. The anima or animus may appear more strongly, leading to deep introspection. This is the call to individuation, to wholeness. It's here that the wise old man or woman may appear, either externally through a mentor or therapist, or internally as insight and clarity. We begin integrating opposites, embracing contradictions, and discovering the self at the center of the psyche. Archetypes are not static. They evolve with us. They guide us through seasons of growth, acting as mirrors and thresholds to deeper layers of who we are. By becoming conscious of them, we begin to live more intentionally, no longer puppets of the unconscious, but co-creators of our own unfolding journey. So, what archetype is calling to you right now? Are you facing the shadow? Listening to the wise old woman? Following the hero's path? The beauty of Jung's work is that it reminds us, you are not alone. Your struggles, your dreams, your patterns, they are ancient. And through understanding them, you come closer to who you truly are. Thanks for joining us on the unfolding journey. Direct hit if this video sparked something within you, hit like, leave a comment about your favorite archetype, and don't forget to subscribe for more explorations into depth psychology, myth, and soul-centered growth. See you in the next video.